the entire week is spent on this room.
Helps me if I'm sitting on this side.
Does that help?
I can, yeah, that helps me get the headroom perfectly. Thanks.
Jim Tice, J-I-M-T-I-C-E.
Yeah, this happened in Saskatoon. This happened in Edmonton, where, well, basically we had 3 people that were supposed to show up, and last minute everybody's bailing. That should have been foreshadowing to the show. But anyway, Jim did show up, and he's funny. You can tell he's been doing this for a while. Anyway, all right. Yeah, it's 2 minutes or whatever. Let me know what we got. Whenever you feel like it.
Oh, so this is the audition we're rolling then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
There you go. I saw a sign. That said shiatsu massage. I always wondered what they use those little dogs for. Yeah, do they run up and down your back, or do they grab a couple and pound on you with them? I should tell you a little bit about myself. I'm really shy. I am an introvert. If you look up introvert in the dictionary, it says, afraid to be singled out in front of a large crowd. Now, of course, the opposite of introvert is extrovert. I'd like all the extroverts, raise your hand if you're an extrovert. I love extroverts. Like, woo, come on over, let's play Twister, woo! I used to ask for a show of hands from the introverts. This is the introvert show of hands. Introvert, show of hands. But introverts, the good news is we have a support group now. Alcoholics have AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. We have RA, Remaining Anonymous. Get together once a month, we play hide and seek, nobody looks. We do have an annual fundraiser though. We have a solitaire tournament.
I want to see him in front of an audience to see how they react. But I'm going to get him for a couple days here. But there's some in the middle that he can't come in, and I'm going to let him do that anyway. So he'll jump off the tour for a couple days, but then come back for the final. But I'll still get a couple days with him, and we'll get to work on his act and stuff. So it should be fun. I love the massage, the Shih Tzu massage stuff. That's funny. Great thing to open with. The introvert, because it's kind of what's a comedian doing on stage as an introvert? And that's the first thing that came to my head. Well, if you're an introvert, then what are you doing on stage? And then you did all these great one-liners, remaining anonymous, playing solitaire, or all that kind of stuff, facing outwards. I'm just kind of raising the question, like, well, why is he up there then?
Yeah. Yep. That's
you know
good.
What I mean?
That's good. Usually, there's another thing I say in there, depending on reaction, but it's hard to get reaction with you.
Right. Okay.
Not that you're not a great audience. But,
no, I'm bad. I've been told that before. I don't listen well.
Oh, well, there.
I'm not very bright. I don't catch a lot. The battery's dead, I think.
Check.
It just went dead.
Yeah, your opening was weak, actually.
Oh, is that right? He said my opening was weak, so we're going to switch mics and see if that helps. Yeah, the numbers are horrid, and it's horrible. And now we got a storm brewing, so maybe that's good. Maybe that's an excuse that people didn't come see me. I can always go back to that. Well, there was a storm. That's why I had atrocious numbers.
Now you're loud.
Now I'm what?
Loud.
Now I'm too loud?
I'm joking.
Okay. Here's the thing. I can probably come to everybody's house later on tonight, individually. So if we have a bad show, let's just fix it. Let's fix it tonight. Are you guys ready to start the comedy tournament? No, you don't understand. This is a big budget event. Are you ready to start the comedy tournament? Let's start the tournament, baby! Okay, so that's awkward. It's not. A lot of things aren't really going well today for us. These ones didn't even shoot, did they? We'll use them later. We'll do it at the end. Ah! Somebody thought I just went up. One more? Do you want one more? Because I have that kind of power. Okay, all right. This is lame. Let's. This is a bad idea. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very funny Jim Tice. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there it is. It's so high.
We now have the dwarf portion of the show. Yes, it's all real, or it's all based on real, because sometimes the names have to be changed to protect the innocent. I have to admit, there are things in life that frighten me. For example, bears frighten me. Anything 400 or 500 pounds in a fur coat and it's not a relative scares me. My wife and I went to the Canadian Rockies. We wanted to go hiking. I said, honey, don't worry. We'll go to the park information station. We'll find out about the bears. It'll calm my fears. Don't ever do that. First thing the park ranger says to me, he says, well, you know, there are two kinds of bears in the park. There's black bears and grizzly bears. Oh, good. Options for death. Thank you. He said there's different levels of bear activity. For example, some years we have what we call bear sightings, which means someone sees a bear. Other years we have bear encounters. What is a bear encounter? Is that a bunch of bears sitting around a circle being supportive? Come on, Smokey, you can kick that habit. Come on. He says other years, like this year, we have what we call close calls. There was, it was a small but enthusiastic crowd, and I thought it went well. There was a couple things there that I had just put in very recently, and most of them were well received, so that was good. I said, look, I really don't want to see any bears. What can you do for me? They sold me this. He said, as he sold me this with a straight face, you tie this to your belt or your backpack, and it will frighten away the bears. Grizzly bears are apparently afraid of reindeer. Can you imagine Christmas time? The Salvation Army kettles come out. There must not be a bear within 1,000 miles of a mall. Okay, so I bought the bell. We're hiking away, and as I'm hiking through the forest, I'm thinking, what if there's a nonconformist bear around? Who doesn't really get the bell-bear paradigm? And he's thinking, dinner bell. Or what if you go around the corner and there's a pile of bear poop, and in it there's like 8 or 9 little bells? You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Jim, everybody, give it over Jim.
Okay, so tell me what you think of his act.
I think it's... No, I'm kidding. That's terrible. I think he's good. I think he's really good. I can't believe I keep running into people that I've never seen that are this good.
It went pretty well across the board, I felt like. There was a low spot a couple of times there, but that's just, like I say, it's a conversation, and sometimes that happens. So what's a low spot one day is not the next day. You just never always know. So you just kind of go with it and see what happens.
And is it solid 100% killer stuff? No, but, here's the thing too. It's really hard with 40, 50 people in there. Yeah, it was a bit of a, we didn't have very many people and stuff, so.
Yeah, they were good. They were warm.
Yeah, well, you came in and started knocking it around, so. And can I take back is it solid? That sounds mean. He's a funny guy, and I think he's got a good shot at, there's some Americans coming up in London, which is gonna make it tougher because they're coming up with some guns a-blazing, but man, he's good. I'd have him back again and again. He's funny. Nice guy too. You know, maybe I'm just going by people I like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, looking forward to it.
Unless I get snowed in at Aberfoyle, in that case.
Don't get snowed in at Aberfoyle.
See you on Saturday if I don't see you tomorrow, but I expect to see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Now you're scaring me, but okay.
No, the plan is, yeah.
The plan is, but who knows? Yeah, this snowstorm really affected some things. It affected last night's show. It affected their studio. I mean, half of their studio wasn't even in this morning.
This is Lisa, Leland Klassen, and you're about to be made up by a substitute makeup artist.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the makeup artist didn't make it in because it was of the storm, this crazy storm. And luckily, they had one of the guests on their show was a makeup artist. So as soon as she finished the live taping of the show and they were going to do my section, she just came in and did makeup for me. So.
Leland Klassen is recognized as Canada's premier clean comedian. He decided early on that he would not compromise his act to go for the kind of cheap, easy shock humor that characterizes so many of today's comedians. In 1997, Leland was named a finalist in the search for Canada's funniest new comic, and he's appeared twice in the prestigious Just for Laughs Festival in Montreal, where in 2001 he was named runner-up for the Homegrown Comic Competition of Canada. Leland has performed on numerous radio and television outlets, including the CBC, YTV, Star TV, Global, and Discovery Kids, as well as a nationally syndicated comedy program in the U.S. called Bananas. And he can now add to his long list of achievements an appearance on the ever-so-popular 100 Huntley Street. Welcome, Leland.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, you know, everybody's got a different interview style, and everybody wants something different for their show. And you know, it wasn't an opportunity to be zany, crazy. Hey, what do you know what I mean? It was just kind of like, okay, he wants to go talk about this, and so let's talk about it. So I just tried to do that and put in a little bit of me, you know, as much of me as I can. And I mean, it's all me, but put in that crazy comedy side of me, but in little doses. And so I think it worked out. But I'd have to watch it. I might watch it and go, oh, that's dry.
Early on in life, growing up in a Christian home, you made an early decision to follow Jesus, and just kind of maybe recount that special time.
Well, I was 7 years old, and I know sometimes when you're that young, you really feel like, you know, some people are like, is that really a, you know, but I remember just feeling that tug. You know, and it was like, so I started asking my brother and sister about I was the youngest, and they were older, and I started talking to them a little bit, and I just realized that was what I needed to do was to ask Christ into my life. And so I told my mom, and she's bawling away, oh, I'll pray with you, you know, and yeah, it was, I'll never forget that day.
If you were to leave kind of a final word with viewers, we know that many are watching, many maybe have seen you perform in a club, or they're just wondering, you know what, I'm hurting. I really, you know, could use a laugh, but I could use a lot more than that. There's a lot that can go a lot deeper. Maybe just a final thought for someone who's watching right now.
All right. Well, can I do it right to
Sure, yeah.
I guess, you know, I mentioned this earlier, and it was that laughter is medicine, but it's not the cure. So the cure is Jesus Christ, and He's the one that restores that relationship with God, and that's when you find joy. We got happiness, we can get some temporary laughter, and then we've got joy, which supersedes it all. Seek Christ. That's what I would say.
Joy goes much deeper. It lasts forever. And Leland, thank you for sharing a little bit of your life with us. Now, if you happen to catch him on one of his tours across Canada or on television, you'll know a little bit of the inside of the guy. So God bless you, Leland.
Thanks.
Keep him in stitches.
I will.
All right. And
Thanks so
coming up in a moment is Truth to Go.
I've never done that before. I've never just addressed the audience and said this is the, but I don't know. It was kind of cool what came out. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, hey, yeah, here's something I never, you know, or I had thought of before, but hadn't thought of in a while. And so, you know, when prayer goes into stuff, you know, that's not me. So.
should tell you the story on this part of the tour. This here door was a door that I had my heart broken at when I was 20, when she broke up with me for the first time. It's an interesting story, I'll let you in though, but it was at this door that I walked out of here, got in my dad's car and cried for the first time in front of my father. But anyways, come in and meet my family.
Oh, we got foosball too.
I'm thinking about moving back.
All right, Shane. Bring it. Oh!
I hope this game goes quickly because I just rented this because I knew you guys were coming, so I gotta be back in 15 minutes.
Ow! Oh, yeah!
You guys going to Newmarket?
Yeah.
Cool.
Where's for another bus
Yeah.
stop? Hey, I got an issue.
Really?
Well, there's only so much a guy can take, you know? And I was really trying to be, maybe that's the problem, I was trying to be positive on my own, and you just can't do anything on your own strength. When I went down and saw 5 people at 10-2, I was just like, and then Jim wasn't showing up, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do the show tonight. I just can't do the show. That's how I was feeling. And I can't do it on my own. That's abundantly clear. Are you trying to make me cry?
Heavenly Father, thanks. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm tired, and
God, He did give me the strength. He said, all right, He lifted me up. He propped me up. So I just went out and did it. So, but you got to keep going back. You know what I mean? You pray and God lifts you up, and as soon as you go, okay, I'm lifted up, I'm fine now, and then you get bogged down again with all the realities of everything, and you got to go back to God and say, you got to prop me up again. You know?
Lord God, when I go out there tonight, I pray you'll go with me. I pray that we'll get some kids sponsored, and that I can speak some truth to some people. I ask this all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Let me just have one question that I have asked at every city we've been on, or been in. I haven't actually been on the city. But in the city, I ask this question every time, and so I just want to get a feel for this crowd in particular. How many of you actually live here in Newmarket? It's pretty consistent across the board. Every city I ask that question, and most people are from Newmarket, so it seems to be a pretty consistent thing. My name is Tim Boyle, and I am tired of walking back behind this thing.
Yeah, and Tim's doing more and more time. He's talking about doing something, so we may get him entering the contest, which I'm going to have to read the rules over. I think it's legal, though.
I am thrilled to be in Newmarket. I'm from Toronto, just down the road, and just thrilled to be up here. And I mean, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not so much thrilled to be in Newmarket as opposed to, I guess I'm thrilled not to be in Calgary, would be a better way to put it. Is anybody here from Calgary? Anybody? Oh, good, I hate that town. We were in Calgary a little while ago, and every time I'm there, it just causes, from migraines to stomach cramps. It's just a terrible town to be in. And Mainly because of the driving. I don't know if any of you have visited there, but it is just murder to get around that town. And the first time I was there, I discovered very early on that not only is it tough to get around, but they fool you. Their main road coming down through Calgary is a road called Deerfoot Trail. Right? It just comes weaving down the middle. And when I first got there, I'm like, oh, great. You know, I'm from Toronto, tired of the busyness. I'm just going to go down Deerfoot Trail. Just kind of enjoy the mountain scenery, relax, you know. But I get on that thing, and after 3.5 hours, going 3 exits in bumper-to-bumper traffic, that ain't a trail, folks. Okay, that is a main highway. Someone in Calgary has to like kind of step up here, or at least name it different. Snail Trail, something like that. It makes the Toronto, you know the Don Valley parking lot we call it. It makes that seem like it's just whipping along. Would you give a warm welcome for number 50 on my list of funniest people that I have ever heard? Oh, geez, that's Cher. Okay, 51, Leland Klassen.
Thanks very much. I almost tripped though. Is that supposed to happen? Thank you very much. Cher is funny. Okay. I'm going to put Cher on the list. Okay. Great to be here. Great to be back here. I was here about a year ago, and we had the place all packed out, and I'm back, and not as many. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. It hasn't been said yet. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Yeah. And anybody celebrating it tonight? Anybody? Is this a date night? Is this a Valentine? No? Well, do you know her? Introduce yourself. This is the night of love. The weather affected some stuff, I think, and that affected the numbers, but this could have been worse. Did you know it was Valentine's Day? Yes. Okay. So let's do a practice. I think we need to do a practice, Aaron, just so we know how to work together. So if you just throw out a question, we'll answer it, and we'll go from there. So just throw a relationship question. It doesn't have to be deep.
When you ask what's wrong, why does she say nothing?
When you ask what's wrong, why does she say nothing? She says nothing because she's confused. Next question. Ways to deal with like hard times? Yes. Okay, ways to deal with hard times in a relationship. When you come across hard times in a relationship, you should win the lottery. Next question. I'm a broken record. I keep talking about, the crowds are small, crowds are small. You can take the same thing and just CGI in a different shirt. Crowds are small, crowds are small. I'm sick of saying it. I will make her yell sometimes just so I can hear it. You know what I mean? Because it's that funny. It's like, hey, can you yell to the boys that it's time to eat? Oh, actually, I was just about to go do something. Can you do it? She walks to the bottom of the stairs. Somebody's wins because the food is hot.
tomorrow will hopefully be a packed house. That's what I'm really hoping for.